Good afternoon, Heat Nation, folks, Mocats, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of Mahapanies, the only host, as far as I'm concerned, in the history of the internet, who fully and wholeheartedly admits it has no idea what he's talking about, but he tries. One of the reasons that I don't have much of an idea of what's going on a lot of the times is because I don't watch, for example, the SiriusXM interview mentioning all that Tim Hardaway situation. And then I have to hear it from other people. I have to see what happened on X, and then I go there, I try to see what's going on, and I try to obviously filter the information, and I try to obviously go with the experts and what they say it's what happens, meaning I don't really want to comment on things unless they have become more concrete than just rumors and just hearsay. And if the hearsay comes from people that have credit, that's fine. But if the hearsay comes from just a lot of people that, have slightly more connections than I do with the organization, I'm not going to mention it. And I just wanted to remind people something, and I think that this is basically where we're kind of heading. So this is going to be a very short pregame. Miami Heat against Clippers. The game thus far has not been canceled. Apparently it's not going to be canceled or postponed because of scheduling issues. So I'm not exactly sure if this is the best idea, with what's going on in California right now. In any case, just a reminder to you guys. If he hadn't been for Pat Riley, you wouldn't have gotten any championship. Where did he come from? Where will he go? I don't know. You guys want him out. Some of you want him out. Some of you. Most of you, I think, don't. But some of you do. And again, I understand it. Because I myself, if I have to look at the situation and see, we haven't indeed, according to many of our expectations, my expectations, throughout Jimmy Butler's tenure, there wasn't another big trade that would have complemented Butler the same way that we see in other teams that have at least two superstar calibers, right? Or superstar star caliber that can work together. And that is mainly because the front office thought that star caliber would come from mainly Bam and Hero. And it didn't until this season. I think Hero, as a starter this season, has proved that he's an all-star level. And Bam's offensive game regressed, even though he will help you most nights more than hurt you, which is the opposite of what happens, for example, when Jimmy Butler plays but he's not playing well. He's going to hurt you more than help you. Bam, is going to hurt you sometimes offensively, but the way that he helps defensively on most nights, and the way that it's not even necessarily his fault that the defense is not going well. I can take a look back, for example, at the game versus the Kings that we lost because of a couple of details, but mainly because everybody was gassed. That was a coach's decision. What we have against the Clippers, of course, a showdown against a team that is also 2017, just like us, 3 above 500. They're 23rd in points per game. We are 19th right now. I think consistently, right, we have 111.2. They have 108.8. They are 15th in rebounds per game with 44.1. We are 24th with 43.5. We are 14th in assists per game at 14th with 26.2. They are 25th with 24.2 assists per game. So they have a couple of assists under us. But opponents' points allowed per game, they allow 108.4. We allow 109. So they are in 5th and we are in 7th. But in general, it's a very, you could say that in theory, where the teams stand is supposed to be a very equal game. Of course, the money line favors Los Angeles. They're playing at home. And they have beaten us, if I'm not mistaken, in our last outings. Let me take a look. What's the record? Heat versus Clippers record. This is what I use for that. Then I go to Land Basketball. And in Land Basketball, I can see that they have won. So they swept us in the 23-24 season. And we swept them in the 22-23 season. And then we split it before. So we've won 3 out of our 6 last outings. But we were swept last year with this particular team. Remember, Jaime Jaquez having a particularly poor game, that game against the Clippers. and we were shooting terribly. So hopefully that's not going to repeat itself. Hopefully we can find our footings, because there's one thing that I think everybody agrees. It is fun to watch the team when the team is based on no expectations and the young players play. And that's what's happening right now. And that's what why people don't want to see Jimmy Butler come back to the team. In the 5 Reasons Sports poll that Ethan Skolnick mentions in one of his last podcasts, if I'm not mistaken, when I finished it, it was 43% would have Butler come back and play, and 57% would not have Butler come back and play. I put that I would have Butler come back and play. Now, only if he wants to. That's my only condition. I would have Butler come back and play if he wants to play. If he doesn't want to play, if it's a situation that he's being forced to play because of contract, no, I don't want him to come back and play. So that's more or less where I kind of pan for. I do want him to come back and play because Jimmy Butler is important, because Jimmy Butler did a lot, because, regardless of the way that the divorce is going on, this ridiculous breakup that's happening right now, in which Jimmy Butler is acting out, and in which we see things that may or may not come to light later on. I didn't know this, but a grievance was not filed, according to 5 Reasons Sports. A grievance was not filed against the Miami Heat for suspending Jimmy Butler for 7 games. So I'm curious to find out what's going on there, what's going to happen there. But as of now, I don't know, and it's just going to be a situation that's going to be hanging over our heads. But the truth is this: with what Highsmith said, I think everybody kind of took it as the young people deserve that chemistry. And I think that people misjudge it a little bit, in which they think that, okay, they deserve that chemistry, they deserve that time to shine, and if Jimmy Butler comes in, everything's going to be spoiled. I'm not sure that they will. If he's inserted into the lineup and doesn't play, that's a different story. You're basically sabotaging the team. But if if he's reinserted into the lineup because he says, I want to play because I want to fulfill my contract, because I want to stop self-sabotaging myself and increase my value, then it's a different story. We can talk about that when it happens. I don't know what to expect of today. I think today is a flip of a coin. Theoretically, they are a stronger team than we are, especially without Jimmy Butler. I mean, obviously, they are. But we've done this before, so maybe we can do this again. The Clippers and Lakers, in my opinion, are winnable games, but with slight underdogism to the Miami Heat. Stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible. It's a very complicated world of ours. Let's go Heat.